and it's got a really cool sort of shaped doe foot. Use your words, Amy. Use your words. Hi everyone, welcome back to Pavonine Studios Beauty and Art. If you're new here, my name is Amy. Welcome. Thank you for joining me today for another Mix It Monday. I also want to just throw in like a little mini review of probably the most boring palette I own. Pretty sure it's the most boring. At least it's the most disappointing one that I've had recently. And it's what I have on my eyes right now. And it is the Huda Beauty Khaki Haze Obsessions, whatever these are called. And I mentioned this in a previous video a little bit, and how much I didn't like it. This is what she looks like. This is not a khaki palette in my mind. And the colors in it are so, oh my god, they're so yawn. I mean, seriously yawn. So today I have on this dark brown, this color right here, which I think is supposed to be khaki. It's barely in the khaki range, in my opinion. And I have some of this guy right here in my crease. And then my lid has this one right here. Which honestly, this one is, you know, you look at it in the pan, you think, oh, that's going to be really pretty. But it's like a topper shade, and so there's just nothing to it. I mean, I don't know. It's got a little bit of sparkle in it, but that's it. It is so boring. So boring. And so I'm like, I am not wasting my time reviewing this palette unless somebody asks me to. I'm gonna leave it here. Don't bother. There are a million other palettes out there that are way better than this. Better Huda palettes. Like I have all of the nude, the light, the medium, and the rich palettes, and those are really pretty. So I was super disappointed. I ordered this without having seen it in the store or anything like that. And then after I had ordered it, and this has been a little while ago, I did go into Sephora to get something else, and I looked at it. And of course you can't swatch anything, but I looked at it and I was like, oh no, that's going to be disappointing. I can just tell by looking at it. And it was super disappointing. So that's just my, you know, if you have this palette and you love it, more power to you. If you want something that's super subtle and natural looking, I guess, this would be, you know, an okay palette. But I feel like the colors really kind of lack some pigment or something. These two right here, these two brownish shades, those are pretty nice. And the one in the middle, the khaki shade, it's okay, as is this sort of pinky nude shade here, which if you have more than one palette, you probably have this color. But this dark brown is not a dark brown. It's so lame. I mean, it's lame. The shimmers in it are just super disappointing. They're just super disappointing. Let me swatch them on my fingers and I'll show them to you. I mean, you know, they're all right, I guess, but they're just, I don't know. The finger swatches just don't blow my skirt up, and put them on the back of your hand and it's like, where's the pigment? Where's the sparkle? Where's the creaminess? Where's anything to redeem these? There's just nothing to redeem them, in my opinion. But I wanted to go ahead and put it on my eyes today and just sort of get it out of the way. So that's what I did. For today's Mix It Monday, I thought I would pick something that I haven't worn in quite a while, and then something that's relatively new that I haven't really tested enough. And part of that is because the shade is not quite right of the new one. And if I remember right, the older one that I haven't worn for a while is okay. The color is okay. It's maybe a little bit dark for winter. That one is the Josie Maran Vibrancy Foundation. And I have the shade RG30. And this is a Shakewell foundation, and I like Josie Maran's products, the ones that I've tried, which is not very many. And then I'm going to mix it together with this one that I've had for a little while now, but I just haven't had a chance to test it to the extent that I plan to, that I want to. So I'm gonna get it out today and see what happens. It's the UOMA foundation, and I have the shade Fair Lady T3N, and it is too dark, and so I'm hoping that I can mix these together in such a way that I can make the shade work for me. If not, I'll put a sweater on or something to cover up the fact that it doesn't match my neck. One thing that I do have that I got from Danessa Myricks Beauty is one of the foundations that's more of a mixer shade. It's the white one. Can I find it? I cannot find it. It is here somewhere. I don't know where it is. I thought, oh, I'll just mix that in with it if it's all too dark, and I can't find it, so I'm not going to do that today. So we're just gonna put this on the face and hope for the best. So I'm gonna shake these up a little bit. What I'd really like to do is get this one in the correct shade, but it's so hard because they don't have this particular foundation in most of the Ultas. And so, yeah, so there's that. And I've already returned / exchanged this foundation once. And so my patience was thin apparently at the time. I think my lights are a little bright. Let me turn them down some. Because I feel like when my lights are too bright, then you can't really, I don't know, everything looks better when the lights are super bright. So I'm just going to take, I can't remember if the Josie Maran one is I think it's a high medium coverage. And the UOMA one is supposed to be an adjustable coverage. So you're supposed to be able to put on, a little bit, a lot, and, adjust it to what you want it to be. So that's the two colors. Those are awfully dark, aren't they? Oh boy. Okay. That's all right. We're gonna do it anyway, and I'm more interested in the formula combination than the color combination today. So a lot of times I will mix together things that are, I have one that's a little bit too dark and one that's a little bit too light, and I mix them together and try to get a correct shade match. But these are both summer colors apparently. So I've already got my skin moisturized and stuff. I don't have any sunscreen on today because I am not going anywhere, although I probably should have put some on. But I didn't. Forgive me. Let me zoom you in a little so you can see what I'm doing. I'm just going to use my IT Cosmetics foundation brush. This is pretty, you can probably tell it's pretty yellow too, which I don't like in a foundation. I like a really neutral foundation, or even something that's a little bit cooler, pinker, because I am relatively pink in general. And I don't know, it's not so much that it doesn't look good, but that it feels like I look in the mirror and I feel like my face looks dirty or something. I don't know, even if the color or the shade is right, like the darkness lightness factor is right, if it's too yellow, it looks, I don't know, there's just something about it that just does not look good, in my opinion. Yeah, this is the wrong color, but we're gonna go with it. Maybe I will go super easy on any kind of bronzer, and hope that at least that doesn't add to the wrongness of this. But again, I just wanted to see what the combination of the formulas are like, because I honestly I can't. The Josie Maran one's pretty satiny. I don't remember it being super dewy, although you might infer that from the name of it. So it's probably a good thing that I'm not going to go anywhere today because this is really wrong. We're going to bring it down the neck so that maybe, somebody doesn't think I don't know what the F I'm doing, which, maybe I don't know what I'm doing. And I got out way too much. So I took 1 pump of the Josie Maran and 2 of the UOMA Foundation because it is they are smaller pumps. I'm going to bring this up and see if I can get away without putting any concealer on today because, I don't know, I'm not feeling the concealer today. Okay, color-wise, really wrong. So let's just kind of ignore that for the moment. You wipe this off the back of my hand before I get it on my nice clean white shirt. And let me have a look here and I will see what it looks like. So pretty makeup-y right now, which is not, I'm not surprised by that because I did put quite a bit of foundation on and I probably could have alleviated that by not putting quite as much on. So I'm just going to take my sponge and I'm going to bounce that over my T-zone like I always do. But in general, I feel like this looks good on sort of the broad planes of my face. It has nice coverage, definitely a high medium, I would say. Maybe full, close to full. Pretty heavy looking right between my eyebrows here. So I feel like that has a pretty nice, kind of a satiny finish to it. I can hardly wait to get my Botox done again. I'm going to ask my doctor about it because it seems like it's not lasting like it ought to. So I don't know if that means I need more or to go in more often. Boy, there's a cash cow for you. Get people into the Botox and you can get $400, $500 out of them every 3 months or so. I'm in the wrong business. Okay, so I think that looks pretty, pretty okay. It's like I say, it's still a little bit heavy around the mouth and sort of those movable places on my face. So my forehead and like around my mouth, and of course my nose doesn't really move, but it's got a lot of little creases and crevices around it. So usually if foundation has a place to settle, that's it, around the nose. Okay, so I think I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to go ahead and go finish the rest of my makeup. I'll share what I put on my face. I'll come back and let you know kind of my final thoughts on this combination, at least as far as how things blend over it and sort of how it's looking right at the beginning of the day. And yeah, I'll be right back, guys. Okay, ladies and gents, I am back and I've got the rest of my face on. Let me share real quick what I put on the rest of my face. For my bronzer, I used the Fenty bronzer in Indocun. For my blush, I used the Duo from Jouer in Adore, and I just mixed both of those colors together. I usually do that. For my highlighter, I didn't put a lot of highlighter on today, but I went in with my Hourglass ambient lighting powder, and I used this middle shade, even though there's barely any in there. I'm trying to decide. You can't buy the middle color incandescent light by itself, I don't think. If you can, I'm buying it because I like the others, but I use that one the most. So, we'll see. I should probably look into that. I lined my eyes with the Marc Jacobs eyeliner. This is the color Earthquake. For my lips, I have a little bit of an Ulta lipstick in the shade 224. This is like their old formula, old packaging, and I'm not sure what it's similar to. I've had it for a while. I really like it, so I keep wearing it. But for my gloss, I use the Sephora, I think this is the Ultra Shine gloss, and this is in the color Pink Crystal. For my eyelashes today, I am wearing the 858's Ardell 3D Faux Mink lashes. I really like these lashes. They're very They're dramatic, but they're not overwhelming, and I don't know, just pretty and fluttery, and I quite like them. I just wanted to mention one more thing about the Huda Beauty Khaki Haze palette, and one of the reasons that I don't like it, and mostly it's because of the lack of pigment, but more than that, it's the lack of depth in it. And just looking at it, you think, oh, that's going to have some depth because of the dark brown and the light pink. It doesn't. Just trust me on this. I mean, I have it on my eyes and it's a pretty enough look. It's not that. It's just that when you spend $28 on a little, I think it's 28, maybe it's $29 on a little palette like this, I wanted to have some kick, some oomph, some pigment, some depth. That's just what I want, because these. I mean, they're not free. They're not that much, but they're not free. It will probably stay in my collection, and I'll use it to compare and contrast with other palettes that come into my life. But in general, I don't really foresee myself wearing it an awful lot. So that's too bad. For the foundation mixture, I probably could have gone in with a little bit less foundation. I went in pretty heavy. I don't know why. I just did. That was kind of stupid. But I did. So everything looks, it looks a little makeup-y. It's not bad because it's not dry looking. At least not at this point. So I'm hoping that over the course of the day, that will hold true. I did spray with a little bit of Urban Decay All-Nighter, and I did powder a little bit with my Bare Minerals powder, mostly to set as opposed to take down any shine or anything. Right now, I like the way that it looks just fine. This would be more of a level of coverage that I might wear in the evening, as opposed to during the day, just because it's quite a lot. If I were to wear these two foundations again, and I might, I would wear less, just less of both. And so like half a pump of the Josie Maran and just one pump of the UOMA foundation. But otherwise, I'm going to see how this wears. I am going to check in with y'all later tonight. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there for now. I will check in a little while. But right now, it looks nice. It looks nice, aside from the color being wrong. Let's just pretend that that's not actually happening. But other than that, I'm going to sign off for now, and I will see you guys in a little while. Hi guys, I'm back, and I'm just doing my quick little check-in for the combination of foundations that I wore today, the Josie Maran Argan Foundation and the UOMA Foundation. And I've had this on my face for about 8 hours, I think. And it's worn really well. It hasn't really settled anywhere or anything like that, so I'm really happy about that. It doesn't feel dry. It hasn't like worn off weird or anything like that. I think it has a nice, pretty glow to it still. And I'm really happy with this combination. I do wish it was like the correct color. As you can tell, I changed my shirt. I put on a nice cozy sweater because it's friggin' cold here today. Plus I got foundation all over the front of my new white shirt. If anybody has any tips on how to get foundation out of clothes, I'd love to hear them. I need to Google that because I so far have tried a couple of different kinds of soap. I don't want to put bleach on it unless I absolutely have to, because bleach is so hard on your clothes. I put spray and wash and just regular soap, and I have a laundry soap that I'm gonna try. We'll see. Anyway, this video is not about that, but I may share the results if I find something that's like miraculous, because damn it. But as far as the eyeshadow, it's fine. It's fine. It's okay. There are better things. Save your money. This isn't crap. The Huda Beauty Khaki Haze palette is not crap, but it's close. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, I think that is going to do it for my check-in. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate your time here. I hope you know that by now. Don't forget to like and subscribe, ring that bell so that you're notified every time I upload a new video. And until next time, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.